On this episode of Street Rat Garage, we are back at the Indiana Auto Auction to see what they have for sale. Well, today's auction is a little bit different because it is the day after Christmas. It's the 26th of December, and well, this is usually a pretty good time to buy cars because a lot of people are out of town. They're still spending time with their families, and a lot of them are out of money because they just spent it all on Christmas. So one of the better days to buy. There's also going to be another one coming up next week that's going to be around New Year's. So also going to be another time to buy. So if you're watching this video early and you want a good deal on a car, you might want to jump into it next week, this coming week, as you're watching this. So definitely some good times to buy. Let's see what they have for sale here. First thing I'm seeing here is this this Camaro. It's a 2018 and it only has 39,000 miles on it, so that's pretty good. This is a base model Camaro with this an RS maybe. What is this? I don't know. It doesn't even say on there. And well, the first thing I noticed, there's overspray right here and all along the tail lights. Let's check the body for any body damage on this side. Remember, we got to make sure the lines are straight. There's some overspray here too, and there's a little bump right there. Oh, here it is right here. Here's what we're looking for. Yeah, can you see all this? This would be not very well done body filler. It kind of looks like, I can't even tell if this panel right here is plastic or metal. I think this is a plastic panel maybe. Let's open up this door. Yeah, this looks like a plastic body panel. So they put some sort of filler or something happened to this. Maybe it was cracked out, something like that. See, it's flexible. Can you see some more body filler right here that wasn't done good? So this got hit right here for whatever reason, but the main structure looks pretty good. Yeah. Oh, look at our body line here too. I just closed the door and this should be flush. The door's closed all the way, and the fender's sticking out more than the door is right there. And we're also seeing some more overspray here. If we come up here, we can see overspray here. So there's a lot of overspray, and there's overspray here. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's check this body line out here. It's a little bit off, but it's not bad. Oh, look at that right there. It's telling me the stripe was put on and not done very well. So looks like we have a different hood on here, or they put a stripe on there, which it didn't have before. And she's the V6 car, which, you know, I am told is not awful, but I'd rather have the V8 if I'm gonna buy a Camaro. But what, 300 and some odd, 25, something like that, I don't know. But more overspray right there. Yeah, I think the whole car has been repainted. Overspray, more overspray, and I think these stripes have been added at a later point. I don't think it had it on it before. Yeah, they just, yeah, there's overspray up in there too. So, well, I could hardly see that one until I focused on it. So yeah, there's some issues, but it is clean on the inside, and it is oh, it's a manual flavor. Look at the wear pattern on that. That looks more than 39,000 miles, but the seats look good. A lot of scraping on the inside. There's been a lot of work done to this. I'm a little bit worried about the miles being actual on this one. Seems like there's a lot of damage to this car for only having 39,000 miles on it. One of the tricks is to get a odometer out of a wrecked car with lower miles and toss it into a not wrecked or repaired car with not as many miles on it, or well, that has a bunch of miles on it. Yeah, okay. It's an okay car. There's some problems. If you can get it right, it'll still be a good deal, but got to be careful not to overpay on this one. Now, I am still looking for a truck, and this truck right here is one that I had put a bid in on and was outbid on it, and then they didn't even sell it. But this is a 2500. It's an 05. It has 200,000 miles on it, but it has a 6.0. It has it's a two-wheel drive as well, even though it looks like it's jacked up here a little bit. It's still a two-wheel drive truck. It's locked, or I can't open that door. I just can't open that door. But it's a quad cab, and it's not great on the inside. It's really beat up. The door panel's missing. It's not missing, it's right there. But this should only be like a $2,000 truck, and they were not letting it go on the cheap before. But the longer it sits here, the more likely they are to sell it. I mean, it has rusties here, it has ugly taillights there, and it has rust on the cab corners as per usual for the Midwest. But it's a 2500, so yeah, I could use this if they would let it go for a decent price. I'm not giving over $2,000 for this thing. I'd rather give like 1,500 bucks. So we'll see what it goes for and if we can get this, but somehow I doubt it. They're just not wanting to let go of this one. All right, what do you think about that? It's like a 1996 Corvette that looks like it's been sitting underneath a tree for the past million years. What happened here? Blown head gasket, no title yet. Whatever C means, 12/11/24, which is like a week or so ago. A couple weeks ago. 113,000 miles on it. Blew the head gasket and then just holy cow, look at that. Let her sit. 350 TPI motor. Wow, look at all of that. And that is disgusting. Underneath a pine tree. Not the place for your Corvette to sit. This is a mess. But I don't think the head gaskets would be hard to replace on a forward opening bonnet like that. So this is gross though. It's disgusting, but this is exactly what you want if you can pick it up for like $1,000. Not awful. A poor man's Corvette right here. When was it last? 25. It still has a good license plate on it. That's weird, but definitely has been sitting for a while. It is absolutely disgusting. So let's see what it goes for. So these vehicles are on the other side of the building in the it doesn't run field side of the lot. So here's another one that does not run, but it is a 2500 truck, which I might be interested in. This rusty boy right here is it's a GMC HD 2500 4x4. So it's got the good suspension on it, and it probably has a 6.0 in it. Let's look at that real quick. So yes, it has a 6.0 engine. Looks like it's has not been run for a while. Another one that doesn't run and hasn't run for quite a while. But again, 6.0 engine. I kind of wish it was two-wheel drive. I'm not a fan of 4x4s. Got 256,000 miles on it. Let's see what it says. Fuel. Is that leak? Does that say leak? No brakes. Fuel leak and no brakes. So yeah, these get a little rusty here in the Midwest, and the fuel lines have a tendency to break on them. We can see some fuel right there on the ground, so it's leaking out of the fuel lines, which is not a hard fix at all. So just as long as the frame's good, it would be a pretty decent truck. Got the Reese hitch on the back, and it's got a farm plate. It's got a farm plate that expired in 17, so it's been off the road for a while. It's got the gooseneck in the back even. We could get us ourselves a gooseneck trailer and hook to that. This would be a puller. This is an old farm truck. I'm sure it was worked pretty good. Hopefully that engine is still good. It's just all those fuel lines that are jacked up. I mean, 256 is not a lot of miles for an LS engine. Big old boy climbing in and out of this one. Man, this is dirty on the inside. Big old knife on in there. Yeah, that's disgusting. It's disgusting on the inside. Wow, this should go cheap. Let's see what this goes for. Maybe we ought to try looking at something not quite as goofy. Did we see this car before? I remember a Honda that was scratched up. I think we saw this one. So this one's a 2009 Honda Accord, which is always a good car. I'm pretty sure we've seen this one before. The interior showed a little wear. I think it had a couple 100,000 miles on it. You can't see it on the thing anymore, the windshield, but this needs a little fixing up. The interior definitely not in great shape, but this is what you're looking for, a good Honda that's going to run for a while, that's not crashed and not too old. And an Accord, people don't hot rod the Accords like they do the Civics, so I would be more interested in buying a Civic to either drive or just flip and resell. Definitely a lot more reliable car than I say a Civic would be that has been hot rodded. Definitely. This is probably just some businessman's car, real estate agent's car, just somebody that just drives it around the interstate all the time. But it is not without its flaws. There is a dent right there, so that pushed the fender over a little bit. So it would definitely benefit from a new fender. That hood is not aligned anymore with the fender. Actually, the fender's not aligned. The hood's fine, but that's not so bad. And it's got the scratch right here. No big deal. That all can be fixed relatively easy or just ignored. Now, here's another Accord. And, well, it looks pretty good. But look at the miles. This is an 07. 313,000 miles. So you can't say that they won't run for quite a while. It's got more than enough miles on it. And it probably still runs pretty good, I would imagine. But this actually has a little bit better body than the 09. So I don't think it'll go as high because it's got damage here, because it's got way a lot of miles on it. So some people are going to be scared of the miles, but just for a get around car, this would be great. Good gas mileage, should still be dependable, and it looks good on the inside. It's not all beat up. This actually looks a little bit better than the one with the lower miles on it. So wonder what this would go for. This I think this is a $1,500 car, $2,000 maybe at the most. This guy right here is still up for sale, and I wanted to bid on this one, but I didn't, and it was a no sale situation. It's a 94, 142,000 miles, but it has the tune port fuel injected 350 engine in it, and obviously, you know, Florida car or an old person's car, snowbird's car, something like that. I mean, it's fair. It's a little bit dirty. It's not in great shape, but it has a compass on the dashboard, which is awesome. So that's it's going to go through again. Maybe they'll decide to let it go. Some people, they just hang on to these cars thinking that they're going to bring all the money, when this is just not the season to be selling vehicles at all. It is the season to be buying them, but definitely not selling them. Not for another like 2 months. Well, we are kind of running out of good cars to look at today. Kind of scraping the barrel, but if it was cheap enough, I guess this would be all right. I mean, it's in the auction, even though it says sold right there. It's still in the auction, and I'm pretty sure it was here last week, and I passed it by because it said sold on it, and it was in the auction last week. So the problem with these things, Midwest rust. Avalanches are bad for it. A lot of the Chevy trucks are bad for it. You see that rust on the rockers right there. What you gotta worry about though is the frame. These frames go out, and then yeah, you're pretty much done at that point. But a lot of rust on the rockers. Yeah, there's that too. And they get rust back here as well. I mean, it's a Z71, means it's a 4x4. Most likely has the not the 6.0. Some of these have the 6.0 in it. Most of them have the 5.3. Rusty bumper, the electric fence. So they never turn this on during the day because that would be a lawsuit. And it looks awful, just as awful on the inside too. So this thing is it's hideous. But just for a tow vehicle, it would be just fine. Let's make sure it has a 5.3 in it. If it has a 6.0 in it, we'd be a little bit more interested. And just a 5.3, but that's okay too. It actually looks pretty good. A lot better underneath the hood than it is anywhere else on the entirety of the truck. So only 189,000 miles on this one, but rusty. So like with that other truck we looked at, you have to worry about the brake lines and the fuel lines on these vehicles. So that'll be the first thing that goes out underneath one of these trucks. But $1,000 maybe? Let's find out. Well, another grandpa car. Nice. 1996. This should still be a Panther platform, so should have the 4.6 in it. Full frame car. Obviously there's something wrong with the windows. They don't roll up. Was it hit in the back? These have the trunk that closes on its own. You just click it down and it's supposed to bzz. It's not doing that either. So electrical problems. Been sitting out. It looks like it's been in Florida. It is baked on the top of the car really bad all the way. All the clear coat's gone all over the top of the car. It feels like the aluminum hood too. So ugh. $500 car right there. But you got a lot of good parts on it. Good demolition derby race car. I told you we're scraping the bottom of the barrel this week, so that's what we got. So our best car, it was the Camaro. I mean, it's probably going to go a little bit high though. People come out here looking at stuff like that. They're not going to check the body lines. They're not going to check the overspray. They're just going to come out and see a nice shiny car with orange stripes on it. That's a Camaro. And they're going to start bidding. But they probably don't have a whole bunch of money this week. So let's go ahead on inside and see what these cars are going for. All right, we are back inside and the auction has just started. Now we are going to go through here. We're going to look at the ones that we looked at and maybe a couple that we didn't necessarily see at the auction, because I noticed there was another truck that I am kind of interested in, and I kind of walked by it and I didn't think it was actually in the auction, but it is, because I'm looking through the list right here. So the first up is going to be that 1987 Chevy Corvette that looked like it'd been sitting underneath the old pine tree for way too long. So let's pull that up here and see what it's going to go for. All right, our Corvette is up, and yeah, not running.
It is a classic.
And it's only got $425. Let's just hit it once for $525 just for the fun of it. I mean, we can sell parts off of it for that kind of money.
I need $625.
That's funny. I've only had one Corvette, but I'm just going to throw one bid on it. If it doesn't go through for $525, then we're not going to worry about it.
New bid $625.
Yep, we were outbid. It's at $625.
New bid $725.
Now it's at $725.
I want
Yeah.
$825.
I'm not interested in it for that kind of money. I don't like the tune port fuel injected engines. I mean, they were cool back in the day, but a little bit difficult to work on nowadays. Let's see if they sell it for $725.
Asking for $825.
I mean, that's a good price. You can part it out for way more than that kind of money. I'm sure there's a lot of people that need parts for these cars.
Let's see who is watching.
But I would not want to put like a fuel pump in one of these. I think you gotta probably drop part of the suspension like you do on a Camaro, I would imagine, to get to that fuel tank. Oh, there's so many pine cones. Look at the pine cones that are in here. It was so disgusting.
I need $750.
When these TPI units don't work properly, then it's just a big mess. Still has a distributor in the back.
$725.
And it's on the if sale for $725. So
2015 Chevrolet
I don't think they're even gonna
Give me
sell it for that kind of money.
$525.
Oh well, we
About to
tried.
close.
Now there is another truck coming up here. I was alluding to there, and it is a 2007 Chevy Silverado 3500 Classic. Now the Classic, why it's called the Classic, is in 2007 they switched body styles on the. I think it was just the half tons that had the new front end look to it, and the Classics had the still had the cat's eyes on them, but there was some upgrades already taking place in the engine department. It should have a Gen 3 LS engine 6.0, but with a Gen 4 rods. But let's look at it real quick here.
$25.
All right, this truck here, selling for $625 right now, but I didn't. And it says not running, and it probably been sitting around. Did we look at this one? Is this the one? We looked at this one? My bad. I think we looked at this one. It gets confusing there after a while.
Going once for $525.
Yeah, we looked at this one. This one was the one with the engine.
Increment $25. I need $550.
Looked like it'd been sitting for a long time.
More than that.
I
I
think.
want $550.
$550. It has a 6.0 engine in it.
Sorry if you stop bidding on this one.
This is a rear wheel drive.
$525.
You know, I cannot remember if we looked at this or not. Somebody tell me, did we look at this?
Selling all the way.
$525 though. I don't know. Ugh. I don't want to hit the button.
$525. Just one more
time. $550. Shoo-wee.
Last call.
Nope, it's sold. I could not buy it. Not running because I really didn't look it over good enough. And I kind of wanted to hit the button. If it wasn't for the really high auction fees on something like that, I think I would have jumped in there, but no, not on that one. Let's keep looking. Okay, I reviewed the footage. We did not look at that one. We looked at an 05. That's the one that was running. They threw me off because that one wasn't running, and that was a 07, and it looks like the 05. So we didn't look at that truck at all. So if we good thing we didn't bid on it because I know nothing about that one. But man, if there was just something simple wrong with it, that would have been a good deal. So, but I assume since they sold it so cheap, there's probably something terribly, terribly wrong with that truck. Now the next one up for bid is the good old Ben Buick. The what year was that? A 1994 Buick Roadmaster. It doesn't get any better than that. So with the LT1 engine in it as well, and looks like they have a $800 bid on it. That's it. They're asking for $900. I thought it went more. They bid on it like it's been like 2 weeks already, and they didn't sell it. I'm pretty sure it was more than $900. I'm not really interested in it. I mean, it's cool and all.
I want $1,000.
But what am I going to do with it?
Give me $1,000.
Sell it to somebody else, probably.
Give me $1,000.
It's not quite close enough to tax time. Oh, they're going to sell it. It says selling all the way. Yeah. I don't want to hang on to it until tax time. But it will definitely make a really good tax time car. I bet you could get $2,000, $2,500 at tax time for this car. And there it goes, $1,100. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Now, I'm not 100% for sure, but I was thinking that they didn't sell it a couple weeks ago at the auction for more money than that. So a lot of times you need to take the first offer. You run it through the auction once, it usually does not go any higher. It usually goes lower. So that's I've seen it be a little bit different at this auction, but normally at any other auction, the first money, it's the best money that you're going to get out of that car. So you have to keep that in mind when you're selling here. All right, here is our Avalanche. Let's have a look at it real quick. And it only has $425 on it. Nobody wants it. Driver floor,
Red and ready.
or it says driver's front door does not open from the inside.
I need $525.
But it looks like it runs. Check engine lights on, ABS, body rust,
Going once for $425.
Title attached.
It's got to be worth more than that.
Structural damage.
Going twice for way under the money.
I don't know. It's just so garbage.
No sale. The reserve was not met.
$425. Nobody wanted that one. Hey, here's our Camaro. It's back up. Did we look at this one again? Man, I'm getting confused on all my cars, but this is a Z28 Camaro that went through the auction, and I think it brought like $3,000, and they did not sell it, so it's back up and going back through the auction. So let's see if they get better money on it this time. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was around right around this amount right here. It also has the LT1 engine in it. We looked at it a couple weeks ago. We didn't look at it this time though.
New bid $3,000.
$3,000. It made it up to $3,000. Oh, that's 32. I have to go back and look, but I think this is actually bringing more money this time.
New bid $3,300.
So
way under the money.
let's see what it goes for. I don't think they're gonna sell it. I think they would be smart to sell it, but this is a really clean car. The last time we looked at it, it looked really good.
No sale. The reserve was not met.
Still no sale. $3,300. So I can't remember if that's more or less. And again, we have another car up for sale that we looked at. And we definitely looked at this one, the 2018, and it's got $5,000. This is our repaint car, and it's not moving. $5,100.
About to close. Where are you going to find one?
They're not going to sell it for that kind of money. I mean, it is an 18,
Going once for $5,000.
but it has been repainted. It does have body damage on it, and nobody wants it. Like I said, this is not the season to sell cars. This is the season to buy cars, but if they don't let it go, they're going to be hanging on to it until tax time. Let's see what happens here. Going twice. Yeah, somebody jumped in there. $5,200.
New bid $5,300.
Yeah, all of a sudden a couple people are jumping in.
It's got to be worth more than
It only takes 2 people for an auction.
We're going twice for $5,300.
5,300. There it is. 39,506 miles on that car. Not a lot of miles, but again, did they change the odometer?
No sale. The reserve was not met.
Yep, no sale. I didn't think they would sell
Next
it.
item, $19.99.
Now, I kind of like the white Camaro there, but I would have to check it out really, really good. I mean, we already know that there's some issues with it. We'd have to run a Carfax on something like that because you're going to spend some more money. They probably would want about $7,500, I would have to guess on that one, but it's just not going to make it up. It's not going to make it up to that amount during this time right here. Like I told you before, this is not the time. Everybody's out of town. Nobody has money right now. It's going to be past the first of the year before these prices start to creep up. But if they let go of these cars here, then, you know, going to have some good deals.
New bid $1,100.
All right, here's our 05. Let's just punch it. I was going to punch it.
New bid
I was going to. Oh, it's going up. It's going up. I was going to punch it like at $1,200. Let's just watch it for a second and see what it does. $1,400. Let's see if somebody hits it at $1,500.
Another full size going once for 1,000. New bid $1,500.
There it is, $1,500. So
it's got to be worth more than that.
we're surpassed on what I want to bid on it. There's $1,700. So it's definitely more now. Sometimes it's just easier just to wait until everybody stops bidding and then decide if you want to jump in there or not. $1,700 is the bid. They may get another bid in here. Nope. Another no sell. So they do not want to sell that truck for some reason. All right, that Lincoln Town Car is up, and it's $425 right now, which is pretty much just their starting bid. When they usually they start everything, or at least the lesser stuff, at $425. So nobody's even bid on this, and let's look at it, see what it says. Is it a running car? It says rear window not working. It says car's running. Okay, well, it's got an if sale. But yeah.
Next item, 2001.
Oh, here's our Lincoln Town Car too. This was up for sale like 2 weeks ago, same as the Camaro, but it's got $1,000. I thought there was something wrong with the frame on this. I was thinking it had rust or something on the frame.
Great looking car.
I don't see it.
You know it's worth
Lot
new bid
driven, runs and
$1,100.
drives. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it was another car
$1,200.
or something, but I thought there was rust on this frame, and that's why I didn't bid on it.
New bid $1,300.
But I heard this one running, and
Look at the body style.
I know it says a lot driven,
For $1,300.
but it's a good old man car too. Good Florida car.
Another luxury classic. I want
$1,300. I'm pretty sure it brought like $1,500 to $1,700 last time, but
no sale. The reserve was
no,
not met.
they're not going to sell it, and the prices they're going down on these cars.
Next item. 2000. I want $520.
All right, now we have that other truck coming that we looked at. It was a 2004, 2004 GMC 2500 that had been sitting for a very long time. So let's have a look at it. All right, this is it right here, and it has $425 on it, and I got to turn the sound back on. There we go.
I need $450.
$450. Let's.
It's got to be worth more than that.
I hit it once for $450. If they want to sell it to me for $450, I will take it and part it out if need be. So hopefully they'll just go ahead and take that because it doesn't run. The lines are rusted. The frame looks good.
It's worth more than that.
But we could use, if anything,
$475.
nope, we were outbid on it.
Easy to fix.
I'm not bidding anymore because, I don't want to. Let's see if they actually sell it for that kind of money.
Going twice for $475.
I'll probably be a little bit happier if they don't sell it for that kind of money. But
sale for $475.
Yeah. And it's on an if sell, so they're not actually going to sell it for that amount.
$525.
So if sell, again, for the people that don't know, if sell is they did not meet the reserve. They did not meet what the seller wanted to sell that vehicle for. So they put it on an if sell. So the person that has a vehicle's interest is going to say, hey, I want this amount of money for it. And you're going to say, no, I'm not giving you that amount of money. If I'm nice, I'm going to give you this amount of money. So they probably want like $700 for it. Maybe they want $1,000 for it. So that guy bid $450 on it. So he's going to probably say, well, I'll give you $500 for it. And that's it. And then it's going to be their decision whether they want to take it or not. So that's how the if sale works. But that is our last vehicle of the auction. So we didn't win anything. Really wasn't expecting to, but was just kind of hoping for something really cheap. You got to throw it in there just to see sometimes. So that is going to wrap up this episode of Street Rag Garage. Until next time.